Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. In this video, I'm going to explain how I study words. And basically, I study words by looking at letters in alphabetical order, which make a word, and mentally deciding what word that is, and then checking to see if I've got it right. I use Zyzzyva software to do this, and this is free software downloadable from zyzzyva.net. And it contains a card box. And what that card box does is it enables me to decide what words I want to be tested on, and then it decides when I'm going to be tested on that word, depending on how successful I've been in getting it right before. And I think the easiest way to illustrate how this works is by showing you. So if I click on this upside down hat, this is my card box. CSW12 is the lexicon. I always test myself on the hooks with the anagrams. And if I click refresh, we can have a look at this card box. Now I run two card boxes. My main card box is on my laptop, which goes with me to and from work. This is my secondary card box, which contains all the JQXZ words from 2 to 9 letters, a few high probability 8s, and about 900 9-letter words. And what you can see here is two sets of information. If we start off in the right hand column, -1 means that seven words or letter sets are available for me to be tested on now. The 87 are the number of letter sets that I'll be tested on in the next 24 hours. And 76 for the subsequent 24 hours. So this gives me an indication of what words I've got coming up. And if I know the volume of words I've got coming up, I can decide whether or not I want to add new words to the card box. Now, on the left-hand side, every single letter set in the card box is allocated to a card box with a specific number, which runs from 0 up to 12 in this particular card box. And what that number indicates is the number of times that I've got the question right. And that's important because the more often I get a question right, the less frequent I will see that question again. Because the idea is, if you've got a question right, say 5 or 6 times, you probably know that word pretty well. So your time is better spent studying a word which you haven't gotten right so often. So we can see here that I've got six questions in card box 0, 91 in card box 1. And if we run down, it runs up to card box 12. And I've got nearly 8,000 questions correct on 12 successive occasions. So all of the questions in card box 12 I'm not going to see again for about 18 months. So that's a snapshot of what's in my card box at the moment. Let me show you how I use the card box. And for that, I click on quiz. I'm doing anagrams with hooks. I'm using the card box as the source of my questions, and I'm going to use schedule card box 0 first. And what that means is that I will be tested on all of the questions which are due now, plus all of the questions which are in card box 0, regardless of when they're due. Click OK, and you can see down the bottom left here I have 14 questions, and those are the 7 that were in card box 0 and the 7 that were next to -1. So those 7 that were next to -1 could be in any card box. They just happen to be scheduled for review at this point. So let me run through these 14, see how I do. This is Osmeteria, and you'll notice here I've got flashcard mode ticked, and that means that to display the answer all I have to do is press enter. So I'm guessing Osmeteria and no hooks. That's correct. Now if I press enter again, it will assume that I've got that right, and it will show me my next question. Now if we look down the bottom here, you can see it was in card box 0, it's now in card box 1, and it's next scheduled for 5 days time. and there's other statistical information. So I've just clicked enter, and this is the next question, and I'm guessing interlace, which takes DS, reclinate, and lacetine. And I've got that right. So I'm clicking enter to get the next question. And I would say this is linearity with no hooks. That's correct. Pressing enter. Arborizes no hooks. Yep. Next one. What is this? It's retinular plus a C. Centurial and anti-ulcer. No hooks. Correct. Anoretics, actioners, narcotize takes a D and S. Creations and reactions. Correct. Bioparent and preobtain both take an S. Fizzle, DS, or is it DRS? I'm going to go with DS. Correct. Now, what's this one? This is question 9 out of 14. Instarred. That's correct. And have a look down the bottom here. Of these 14 questions, all of the card box 0 questions came up first. I would expect to get those right because I would have gotten them wrong very recently. Well, this was in card box 4, so I've gotten it right 4 times. It's now in card box 5. I'll next see it in 23 days' time. So you get the idea of how, if you get a word correct or a question correct, the space between when you see it next gets longer. So that's question 9. Isobutane takes an S. Yep, that goes from card box 1 to 2, and I'll see that again in 7 days. Visualize takes D, R, and S. Yep. Joltiness, or is it jointless, or is it both? I'm going to go with just jointless. Yep. And I've gotten that right 7 times now, so I'm not going to see that for 94 days' time. Incidentally, if I'd gotten that one wrong, it would have gone straight back into card box 0, and I would see it the next time I ran a quiz. Jungle takes DS, and Staminode dominates, misotoned and somniated. Staminode takes an S. Yeah. Okay. Now I've gotten to the end of my questions, and I think I got all those correct, and all I've been doing in flashcard mode is pressing enter. If I'd got a question wrong, I would have clicked on mark as missed, and that would have sent it back to card box 0. But as long as I'm getting them correct, all I have to do is press enter. And at the end of all of the questions, when I press enter, it shows me the summary, and this is where the words would appear if I'd gotten any wrong. As it happens, I've gotten them all correct. So we'll close that. Let me now just run this quiz again to see if anything is available now. This is slightly counterintuitive. When it says, would you like to save it in any other program, you would click yes. In this instance, you click no. This is how it was set up before, anagrams with hooks, card box, and schedule card box 0 first. So I do want to do that. No matching questions ready for review. Fine. Well, what I will now show you is how to add new words to the card box. So I click on search, and I'm going to choose 9-letter words, because this is what I'm currently adding to this card box. All the JQXZ words are in. I'm going to click plus here to add another search criterion. I'm going to, in probability order, I've already studied the first 938, so I'm going to put 939 in to, or just put 10 in, 948. I'm going to search for them, and I'm going to use my hand so that I don't see the results when they come up on the screen, because I want to test myself on them. Okay, so there they are. I'm putting my hand up so I can't see the results. I'm now going to right click and I'm going to click add list to card box. Let me move this over so that I don't see it. I'm going to anagrams with hooks and estimate card box based on past performance, which is what I want. I don't click specified card box because if any of these words contain J, Q, X, and Z, they'll already be in the card box, and I don't want to override that. So I click OK. Now, let me go back to quiz. Great, I can move my hand away. And now what I'm going to do is new quiz. Again, no. All of these criteria as are how I want them. Click OK. And you can see down here that there are 10 questions, and these are 10 brand new questions to my card box. So let's see how I get on. I've got ing here, tailoring, and I would guess it takes an S. Correct, but look at that, largition. What a fantastic word that is. Now, I've got this one wrong, so I'm going to click mark as missed. Largition, that is such a fabulous word, and it's pretty high probability. Now, I'm now going to click enter to go on to the next question. And I've no idea what this is, even though the letters are high probability. So I'm going to just click enter. I don't spend too long on brand new words. Anti-elite, and it takes an S. Missed. No idea here. A lot of vowels. Osteries. Okay, I missed that one. Next one. Got the ing ending. Don't know what this is. Okay. Rigatonis and trisagion. Fantastic word, but I got them wrong. So rigatonis, trisagion. Next one, and I'm clicking enter to go to the next one. Dialogues. Correct? Clicking enter. Re-radiate, and I'm guessing it takes a D and an S. Yep. Clicking enter. I've got the ing ending. Gratinoid. No idea. I'm going to give up on this. Granitoid. Well, I didn't stick with that idea, so I'm going to mark that as missed. Granitoid. Iodinated. Can't think of any anagrams of that. Okay, that's correct. Gradation takes an S. And there's an anagram, indicator. So I didn't get it completely correct, so I'm marking it as wrong. When I do this, I have to get every anagram right and every hook right for it to be correct. So gradation, indicator. And this is alliterate, and I'm going to guess it takes an S. It does, but what I missed was the anagram retaliate, so that's missed. Now that's the 10 questions. Click enter here, and you can see I got 21% of the questions right, and these are the questions I got wrong. Just scanning down them. Now I'm going to click close and run a new quiz, and you'll see what happens. Again, click no. These are all the criteria that I want for my quiz. And you'll see here that there are 7 questions, and these are going to be the 7 questions that I got wrong, because the 7 questions I got wrong means that the questions were in card box 0. When I run a new quiz, I'm always shown the card box 0 questions. So I know this is now osteries. Yeah. This is gradation and indicator takes SY, gradation takes an S, correct? This was granitoid, takes nothing, correct? This was retaliate, takes DS, and alliterate takes an S. This was tailoring, and there was a fancy anagram of tailoring. Largician, and it took an S, both take an S, correct? Tailoring, largician. Now, this was anti-elite, and it takes an S. Yeah. This is rigatoni's and something else. What was the something else? Rigatoni's and... was it sagrishan? No, it was trisagion, so that's missed. And that was the last one. That was the only one I got wrong. Click close. Click new quiz. No, I don't want to save it. Okay, only one question. Rigatoni's, trisagion. Trisagion takes an S. Correct. Now new quiz. No. Okay, and there you go. That's everything done. If we go back to the card books and click refresh, you can see now that there's nothing next to -1, which means I'm up to date with my card books, and there are no questions in card box 0 because I've tested myself on all of them, so everything's at least in card box 1. So now I can decide if I want to add new words to the card box or whether I'm through for the day. Now this 80 next to day 0 means that there are 80 questions which will become due in the next 24 hours. If I waited exactly 24 hours, then, and I quizzed myself, there would be 80 questions for me. But I don't have to wait exactly 24 hours. I can do a card box quiz at any time that's convenient for me. So if at any time between now and 24 hours time I run this quiz, I will see some number of questions between 0 and 80, because every question in there has got an exact time down to the second as to when it becomes available for review. Now, that is the card box system and how I use it. I hope that by demonstrating how it's used, it becomes a little clearer how to use it. There is a small learning curve to get over in terms of using it, but this is a phenomenally good way of learning words. This is entirely what I use, and I can't think of a better system to recommend. It's incredibly efficient. It is an incredibly efficient learning technique. So tremendous appreciation to Mike Thielen, who has put this software out there and made it available for Scrabble players to use. So there are other videos on Zyzzyva and on card boxing on YouTube, which I would encourage you to look at, especially if you're having difficulty about using the functionality. I think seeing different people explain it can help you learn how to use it, but it's definitely worth the effort of getting to grips with, because it is such a powerful way of building your vocabulary, which is essential for success in Scrabble. So I hope you enjoyed that video and got something out of it. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.